Am I going to be able to taste over 30, possibly 40 flavors of Pringles in less than 30 days? Let's see. Too late to turn back now. I got myself into this. So today it is Pringles Carnitas Taco right here. You might have seen these recently. Beautiful pink can, wonderful imagery on them of, you guessed it, tacos. Here's the back of the package. Now, before I taste these, I want to show a package variant here that I kind of want to warn people about. Uh, as you can see, this is an image of an orange can that says street taco on it. And a carnitas taco can be served as a street taco, yes, because any type of taco can be served as a street taco. But I don't believe that this can right here, I don't believe that it ever existed. Now, that's a pretty bold statement. I'm going to show why I don't believe it exists. Here's the back of this supposed variant, and as you can see, the nutritional information is cut off all the way at the top of the can, and that's not how Pringles does it. There's a space up here between the nutritional facts and the top of the can. So I think that this image is something that was never released in this manner, and it's sort of mimicking one that appears to be sold in Canada, but I'm also questioning that as well. And I'll go into why here. If you take a look at this, if you want to shell out $60 to import two of these cans from Canada, that being the front and this supposedly being the back, I would be cautious because the ingredients of these are exactly the same. This right here is from Pringles.com/CA, etc. for the Canadian site. And you can clearly see the ingredients here for a 156-gram canister. And then, of course, right here are the ingredients from Pringles.com English for the US. And it's the same, uh, absolute same ingredients. So I believe that this canister, if it does exist, I guess somebody could find out by ordering one from Canada. I find it highly strange that there are no images of any of these canisters anywhere on the internet at all. And that's the same with these. You won't find a can. The only thing that you will find is this promotional image and then the variant of it from this seller in Canada right here. Now, I believe they were sold in Canada, but I don't believe the package was orange. I think it was pink. And I believe that they were called Carnitas Taco instead of Street Taco. Now, the indication that this is sold in Canada is that flavor up at the top of the can is spelled with a U, as in Canadian and British style, whereas in America, uh, flavor is not spelled with a U. It's just Flavor. So I think for the diehard Pringles collectors, if you see this online, don't get duped, because I think what you'll actually end up getting in the mail is this. And there are multiple food tasting videos and photos of this package style online uh, that are obviously real, uh, such as this right here in my very hand. So the other indication that something's up with these is that if these are for the Canadian market, they would have French language on it also. And if you look at the back of the package here, and you can't see it in this, but zooming in really close, these are made in Tennessee. So it would make sense that for a Canadian market, something would be made in Tennessee. However, by Canadian guidelines or rules for grocery stores, the package has to be in French and English, and this only shows English. So something strange is going on there. And I think that if you're trying to do this for completion, or if you're collecting these, I think this is really the only one that exists, is Carnita Taco. I don't believe the cans of Street Taco exist due to the fact that somebody would have showed one of them in a picture or in a food tasting review on YouTube. And like I said, the ingredients are the same. So what is a carnita? Carnita is typically a slow roasted, marinated pork. And If you look at the ingredients on top of this, these are the very basic ingredients that would go on any Mexican taco or a street taco. It would be cilantro and, of course, diced white onions. And the reason I say white is that Chef Rick Bayless of Frontera Grill in Chicago recently went a little bit viral with a little bit of a controversy claiming that only white onions should be made for Mexican food. And you know what? I'm going to take his word for it. My wife and I met him at his restaurant in Chicago. He's a nice guy, and he knows Mexican food because he's also the host of Mexico One Plate at a Time on PBS, and he has been for many years. So if Rick Bayless says only white onions go on Mexican tacos, I'm going to believe him. And as you can see here, we have some red sauce. In California, it's called hot sauce. Down in Texas, in the Southwest, it's called salsa. So this is a very basic base of a carnitas taco. To me, it looks like these corn tortillas are handmade. Therefore, they are thick enough to use just a single one. Now, you can put anything on your tacos that you want. Your tacos are yours. In this case, someone has decided to use sliced purple cabbage, and it looks like a little bit of white cabbage as well. And of course, you'll see the lime. Now, the very base picture here is missing a slice of lime and a pinch of salt, which are typically served with street tacos. And I do know a little bit about street tacos because I have actually documented and verified and photographed eating at over 500 Mexican taco trucks all across the United States, particularly in Texas and California. And then, of course, here's another variation of carnitas where these are actually Tex-Mex. And you know why? It's not because of the jalapeno, which I would actually remove the seeds and ribs myself, while being a little bit of a perfectionist for tacos. But you'll see the yellow cheddar cheese, and you will never find yellow cheddar cheese on a taco in Mexico or even on a taco truck down there in Texas or to California. They don't use yellow cheese. That's when it becomes Tex-Mex, is when you're using cheddar. And right here is another version of carnitas where the pork has been cubed. This is served with what looks like finely diced cilantro, white onions, and what looks like fire roasted tomatoes. And of course, you see back in the background, there it is, the cilantro and the limes. And taking a look at those tortillas, see how those are double? The white or yellow corn tortillas that you'll find in the grocery stores typically will break even as gently as you may steam them. So that's why street tacos are served with two corn tortillas. It's for when they break. It just gives double the strength of the tortilla. This to me looks like a white corn tortilla. And if you go with anything but yellow corn tortillas in the United States, such as white corn and blue corn, hey, there's an added benefit. Those are not GMO. Did you know? All right. And here's a final look. These flour tortillas have been grilled so nicely, and then of course there's shredded carnita as opposed to the cubed carnita here. The shredded carnita is topped with, again, white onions diced, cilantro, and boom, there we go. The limes again. I think you can even see some salt has been spread out on that plate. So they're basically very simple. They're easy to make. Using cheap cuts of meat, slow cooking makes the kitchen and the house smell wonderful. Personally, I make beef carnitas myself using the same seasonings for pork carnitas. So let's get these open and see if these taste like a street taco. I think they will. I've been pleased with the food tastings here. If you missed it yesterday, Reverend Amagon Tasty Cake, ya boy, and I did a funny live stream where we tasted pizza Pringles. That's online now from yesterday. Check it out. It's a part of this series, and I hope we do more of those. It was fun. Okay, what am I getting on the nose here? I'm getting something that I really can't quite identify on the nose, and I think it's because this is yet another meat flavored chip. Technically, these are crisps, not chips. They used to be called chips. When Pringles came out, they were called newfangled potato chips. But technically, they're not a chip because they're made from dehydrated potatoes, not actual potatoes. They've been processed. So yeah, that's what it is. It's what would be listed as spices in the ingredients where we don't really know, uh, proprietary blends and what have you. It does smell very vaguely like what the kitchen would smell like if you're slow cooking a pork to either cube or to shred, however you want to do it. Yet another meat flavored or a meat aroma chip. Let's see if it's meat flavored. Okay. It does taste like a street taco. Let's take a look at one more thing here. It tastes like a street taco. I'm going to try a few more. I'll give you a little bit of a deeper flavor profile. Um, Taking a look at this can here, going back, here's a blow up of the very can that I have right here. And let's take a look at the picture on it. You have the lime and then the crisp, uh, which is a paraboloid. And then, of course, you have the cilantro. You see little drops of lime juice and what I think are salt crystals. And down at the bottom, you have a taco, which it looks like that's a thick corn taco shell, as in very, very thick. And you'll see the ingredients on top of the taco are diced white onions and cilantro, and that's it. So let's take a look at this questionable one, possibly for the Canadian market, street taco. That is the exact same picture. So yeah, carnitas are street tacos, according to the flavor and what I've experienced in tasting them for decades. Okay, I know what I'm going to rate these already. I'm going to give them a 6 out of 10. They're slightly better than average. It's not just your average crisp. It is flavored. I think it's a noble attempt to aim for possibly the Hispanic market in California and Texas and nationwide, for that matter, with a tribute to a street taco, and specifically a carnitas taco. But I'm not getting much flavor from these. I'm not getting any lime. I'm really not getting a lot of saltiness whatsoever. And I I don't know that I would buy these again. Now I want to make carnitas tacos at home. So I think what I'll do is throw some beef chuck roast in the slow cooker, put these specific carnitas spices in it and slow cook it, and just serve it on double corn tortillas. I like to pan fry them on each side for a second in just olive oil or whatever lard or oil you have, and top them with diced white onions, according to Chef Rick Bayless of Frontera Grill in Chicago, and of course, fresh cilantro. And there you have carnitas. You can make a very large amount of carnitas with the most expensive ingredient being beef, which has gotten it's skyrocketed in California. I know prices are going through the roof with groceries everywhere, but that would be your prime investment is a good cut of meat and slow cook it and cube it or shred it, whatever you want to do. Put cheddar cheese on it if you want to. You can put any damn thing you want on your taco. I said it. All right. If you enjoy videos like this, I definitely enjoy making them, and there's more to come. So I don't know which Pringles are going to be next. I think it may be Adobada Enchilada. Let's see. Tune in tomorrow and find out which one it is. Until next time, peace out from San Francisco. Enjoy your Pringles.